going on, y'all? So we had the State of the Union address last night, the first of the second Trump term, and when I say this brought an entirely new definition to the term dumpster fire, oh man, it was bad. So the whole thing was just a fire hydrant of lies, smothered in self-aggrandizement, and peppered with little bits of racism as well. This thing was a disaster. Like I said, I don't expect anything better from Trump. Like, this is on par. This is totally what I expected. But the whole thing went on for literally like 2 hours, and I can barely stand listening to Trump for like 2 minutes. There were quite literally members of Congress falling asleep by the end of his speech. So I'm going to get into some of the highlights. Before we do, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already subbed. Make sure you click the bell as well. That lets YouTube know that you want to have those videos sent to you, and that way it goes directly to you. The YouTube suppression has been particularly bad as of late. Last couple of videos I did, it went from like a couple hundred views to over 1,000 views to like 12. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know who I need to bribe over on that end, but whatever, we ride. So let's get into this. Like I said, I cannot sit here and break down the entire speech, so I'm going to let Zateo do it, and then I'll react because they put together a compilation of some of his most bizarre and insane claims from the State of the Union. Here, take a look.
A short time ago, we were a dead country. Now we are the hottest country anywhere in the world, the hottest. Our country is winning again. In fact, we're winning so much that we really don't know what to do about it. People are asking me, please, 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 Mr. President, we're winning too much. We can't take it anymore. We're not used to winning in our country. Until you came along, we're just always losing, but now we're winning too much. And I say, no, 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 you're going to win again. You're going to win big. You're going to win bigger than ever. And to prove that point, here with us tonight is a group of winners who just made the entire nation proud. The men's gold medal Olympic hockey team. Come on in. And in 1 year, we have lifted 2.4 million Americans, a record, off of food stamps. So in my first year of the second term, should be my third term, but strange things happen. Let's also ensure that members of Congress cannot corruptly profit from using insider information. Look, nobody stands up. These people are crazy, I'm telling you. They're crazy. That is why I'm also asking you to end deadly sanctuary cities that protect the criminals and enact serious penalties for public officials. The Somali pirates who ransacked Minnesota remind us that there are large parts of the world where bribery, corruption, and lawlessness are the norm, not the exception. I've always wanted the Congressional Medal of Honor, but I was informed I'm not allowed to give it to myself, and I wouldn't know why I'd be taking it, but if they ever open up that law, I will be there with you someday.
Okay, so he loves going back to this well. We're the hottest country on the planet. Everybody loves us. Everybody's winning so much. You'll be totally hard of winning. Right? The hottest country on the... I don't know who told him that was a good idea to say that, but we are not the hottest country on the planet. Nobody wants to work with the United States, especially after last year when Trump literally tariffed every other country in the world. As far as the economy goes, it's in the toilet. And, like, if you're talking about, like, jobs numbers, they've been absolutely anemic. The inflation, because of the tariffs, has been really bad. Trump ran on, I'm going to make everything cheaper. I'm going to get rid of inflation. That has not happened. And, Don, you're sitting at 36% approval rating. Like, nobody likes you. Even the MAGA mouth breathers are turning on you because of the economy and, the handling of the Epstein files and a couple of other things. So the idea that, like, well, America's finally back, it's just like, no, it's worse than it's ever been. And a lot of it is a self-inflicted wound because Trump can't help himself. Like, the whole tariff thing, totally unnecessary. He did it anyway. Thank God the Supreme Court finally ruled on it, but it was a year later. And on that note, because he goes on to talk about in that thing, he goes on to talk about, like the corrupt insider trading, and he's, making jabs at Nancy Pelosi. And I have a lot of issues with Nancy Pelosi, and it's very clear that she trades on insider information because she beats all of the biggest and best hedge funds in the world every single year. It should be illegal. It used to be illegal for members of Congress to trade stock. But that's not the case anymore. Now they just have to make the corruption public. So they have to disclose their stock trades. But it is so rich for Donald Trump, of all people, to say that like he wants to get rid of like people trading on insider information. Trump is the most corrupt president in the history of the United States, and it is not even close. He has more than doubled his net worth just in the first year of his second term alone. Trump has deals in other countries with Saudi Arabia, where they're building him a couple of towers and they're going to pay him royalties. In the country of Oman, in Vietnam, he has a resort. He's got his crypto exchange where 2/3 of the tokens or the coins held are in foreign wallets. Okay, he's stolen in Venezuelan oil and like taken the money from the proceeds of the oil tanker that he stole and put it in his own bank account, literally. Trump is the most corrupt president of all time. Oh, not to mention the tariffs. So the whole tariff thing, Nutlick, his commerce secretary, traded on the information that, like he basically bet that, okay, the tariffs are going to overturn. He's got massively rich off of this. A bunch of people, they did an autopsy back when he first started doing the whole, I'm putting on 125% tariff on China. And people, before that announcement gets made, are betting against the market. So they had the insider information. They know it's going to happen. They do put options. The market drops off a cliff. They make billions of dollars. Then they buy up all of the assets on the super cheap and make money on the way back up. So, for him to say stuff like that, it is so rich for him to say that. And it's not just him, and it's not just members of Congress, his own family, right? Trump Jr., I think, sits on the board of some company that's a defense contractor or some, government contractor that got like a $600 million no-bid deal from the U.S. government. Jared Kushner, $2 billion deal from real estate deal from Saudi Arabia from the first term. It's crazy. It's crazy that he can make that claim. But I don't want to spend too much time there. He also, like I said, he made racist comments about Somali pirates because, of course, he did. It's Donald Trump. One of my favorite ones, though, just from Dementia Don, is he's talking about the Congressional Medal of Honor, and he's like, I wish I could get one of those. Trump is literally one of the most famous draft dodgers of all time. You hope you can get you would never serve in the military. You made up bone spurs to get out of going to Vietnam. I mean, it's just the stolen valor thing. And also, in the vein of stolen valor, he's sitting there congratulating the U.S. hockey team when he had nothing to do with the United States hockey team performance. Kind of weird that they're all showing up there. I don't know why they decided to go to the State of the Union, and I don't know why he decided to bring that up. And it's not like other U.S. Olympians haven't won events, so whatever. I digress. But I guess the thing that's really sad, and this is what everybody needs to understand from, this kind of speech, is that, everybody, I think, recognizes at this point that Trump is a fascist and that he is ruining the country, but he doesn't get there. He doesn't get there on his own. Trump is just one person, okay? The way that this happens is you have a room full of Republicans that are clapping like seals for this unmitigated moron, and you've got a feckless opposition party in Democrats who cannot figure out how to effectively fight against the dumbest person to ever hold office of the president in the US. And they can't beat him. They've lost to him twice. And I think one of the funnier things is that, like, he complained at one point that, oh, the Democrats aren't clapping. What is wrong with these people? Like, oh, why do you think that they would be clapping for you, buddy? But to the extent that any of them actually meaningfully resist Trump, this is about it. I mean, they're a handful of people, but, like, you've got, you know, the performative, like, we're not going to stand and clap for the president because we disagree with him. But you guys have not done anything to stop him. Okay? And that's the reason why we are where we are. And I just, I don't know. I don't know how we do another 3 years of this, because it's a disaster. And I really do hope that biology catches up with him eventually, because he's obviously insane. And it's pretty obvious that they are not going to do the 25th Amendment. The Republicans are not going to remove him for any reason whatsoever. But on that note of biology, if you watch the State of the Union, his hands they look like they're about to rot off. He's like caked in makeup, and he is still very clearly getting injected with something. They will not tell us what. The theory is that he's getting injections either for some sort of Alzheimer's drug. But the other thing too with the bruising is that, and Trump has even admitted this, is that he's on some ridiculous regimen of aspirin. And so every time that he gets injected with whatever it is that they're putting into him, he bruises really, really badly. And it's not from handshaking. It's not from bumping it on a desk. Nobody does that. I mean, like, old people bruise easily anyway. And Trump is really old. He's like 80 years old. But he's not in good shape. And so my hope is that biology will catch up with him before the end of his 4 years, so that maybe the Republicans can at least have some veneer of, like, seriousness. But I almost think, if J.D. Vance took presidency, that would be in a way worse, because, he just puts a much younger and more serious face on fascism, and he's completely and totally bought by the billionaire tech bros and the oligarchs. Anyway, so that was the State of the Union, and it was not fun to watch. I would not recommend it. But I'm glad you guys came and watched me, and if you haven't yet, make sure you sub to the channel, make sure you like the video, maybe share it with somebody else, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.